Hello everybody, it's about Otix here and today we're going to talk about a small topic, but before that I will show you my reactions of what Pokemon Legends CA did to me. Pokemon Legends CA, nobody expected, many people expected like Gen 5 remix, Gen 2 remix. Wow, nobody expected like freaking Gen 6, like nobody freaking expected. Most of the social media was firing around like Gen 6 is happening finally after 15 years. I think it was 15 years, I think. 15 years or 12 years? I completely forgot. I don't know. It's been freaking long. Pokemon Legends ZA has been officially announced and it's a freaking Legends game. Amazing stuff. Okay, this video I'm going to talk about especially the Megas. So Mega Evolution is going to coming back as they teased in the Pokemon teaser for Legends ZA. Since Mega Evolution is gonna come back, many of the Pokemons that need to have Mega Evolutions, which they didn't have in the previous Mega Evolution gimmick when they first released. So this video, I'm gonna talk for only those Pokemons that who deserves Mega Evolutions, only if they're weak, only if they look incomplete, and I'm not gonna involve any legendaries. So yeah, this is pure Pokemons that deserves to have a Mega Evolution. So this is my opinions at the end of the day, and hope you enjoyed this video while I'm gonna talk about it. And if you want to see more of these videos like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button and make notification bell whenever you get the notifications, because I will post like every Friday to Sunday, like mostly gameplays, but if there is a Pokemon announcement, I will talk about it. Okay, so let's go into it. For the 10th spot, I chose Grapploct, simply because the neighboring region for Kalos is Galar and also Paldia, but I think most of the aspect will focus Galar because Paldia has been recently has been touched, and it's also a new Pokemon franchise, so I don't think Game Freak is gonna touch on that. So I think Grapploct is the best choice because Grapploct kinda seems like incomplete. Kinda looks like a middle evolution if you ask me, from its previous evolution, the first evolution, and to Grapploct, I see kinda like a third evolution if you ask me. So with this aspect that I took from an art that I have seen in the subreddit. So for the aspect that for the typing for Grappler that I have chosen for is water fighting, because it comes from the water, and in the Pokemon Sword and Shield it can be found near water. So for water fighting, it fits. And also for the stats, I think giving it high speed and also high attack with the ability Swift Swim, which boosts the speed stat in the rain, I think it will be really good Pokemon for the competitive wise, and I think it will be really amazing when I know there's a Mega Grappler, because I will really use it in my team. For the 9th spot, I want to choose like a Kalos Pokemon for this one, because Kalos Pokemon really need some love, because they need some love because there are so many limited Pokemon, especially for Kalos Pokemon, because Kalos Pokédex are mostly Gen 1, Gen 3, Gen 4, etc. So for the 9th spot, I choose Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum is a fierceful Pokemon. I always thought Tyrantrum is a freaking pseudo legendary Pokemon for some reason, and if it was a pseudo legendary Pokemon, it would have become the first ever fossil Pokemon to get the pseudo legendary. But unfortunately, it didn't get. But I thought it would be good. But I think Mega Evolution would be very helpful for Mega Tyrantrum. When I was scrolling through the Tyrantrum Pokédex entry, it says that nothing could stop this Pokemon 100 million years ago, so it behaved like a king. So, behaving like a king is like you are the apex predator of that time. What about using that in the old Kalos? I took this design when I saw on the internet. So, yeah, Tyrantrum with the Mega Evolution is freaking beast, because with the ability Strong Jaws, high offensive stats, defensive is kinda meh, but you could get like Iron Defense, like something like that. Like, even though it's already a freaking beast, it will be more scary to face because it will be really scary to face. So for the 8th spot, it's going to be Empoleon. Not just I want to something new needed for the Piplup line, because Piplup line is one of the least Gen 4 starters that many people choose. Many people choose Infernape, some people choose Torterra, and nobody choose Empoleon. So, like the startup lineup that the recent rumors are talking about is that Kalos Pokemons will be like Piplup, Snivy, and Scorbunny. So many people are talking about that. So I'm not gonna talk about that. I really want to talk about the Mega Evolutions aspect of these Pokemon. So I might be wrong. So if this happens, I will be really happy. When it Mega evolves, it will regain the Water Steel type, because I can't think of anything besides Water and Steel for this Mega Evolution, as you see in the screen. And I also searched on some history of Napoleon, because it is partially depicts the character of a Napoleon. So Napoleon, during the war times, 80% of the most of the wars he has been taking in, most of them are won. And one of the wars was he taking in with King Louis the 16th, I think, where he battled and won the war without even shooting a gun. That is freaking amazing. So with the history that I have gathered around Napoleon, and I decided for the ability Quick Draw for Mega Empoleon, matches the Napoleon character, the aspect that I have just talked about, with a quick warrior who wants to win the battle, with quick senses of the battle, clearly fits for Mega Empoleon. For the 7th spot, I'm going to choose Krookodile, or should I say, Krookodile. During the showcase of Legends ZA, you had seen a snippet. As you can see, Pyroar has been shown, then Forfro, Floette, and Klefki, and then Sylveon, and then Aegislash. But as you see at the right corner, you could see Krookodile. And right after that, they show Pinsir and Heracross, which they had Mega Evolutions. So, why would I choose a Gen 5 Pokemon, especially Krookodile with Sandile around? Why would I choose Krookodile instead of anything? So I thought of maybe they would go for something special treatment given for Krookodile. So I thought Mega Krookodile is gonna coming. So yeah, Mega Krookodile. I think it will be my design for Krookodile is gonna be Ground Dragon, because it makes more sense. Because in the movesets pool of Krookodile, it can learn Dragon moves like no other Pokemon can. It can learn Dragon Claw, Dragon Pulse, and Outreach. I never seen a Pokemon outside Dragon type Pokemons who can learn these 3 major offensive attacks. Also, he kind of looks like a land dragon serpent to me. With the ability Rough Skin, that will be perfect. And side note, I just want to see Mega Gothitelle versus Mega Krookodile aspect, because both of them are water creatures who got adapted into the land creature, and both share the same typing. Would be like the ultimate penultimate end of a rivalry, David versus Goliath kind of aspect, like Godzilla versus King Kong. For the 6th one, I chose Gothitelle. The reason that I put it here is because there will be a huge lore I'm going to talk about, so be with me. Back in like French Revolution, which is I think 90%, I'm sure Legends Kalos is going to take place in that timeline. You know that politics has been hugely influenced in this French Revolution, and many politicians approach many workers on the streets for joining in their protest. And one of the groups they encountered was courtesans. If you don't know what a courtesans is, you're living under a rock. The courtesans weren't happy of joining the politics aspect of their life, because they thought politics is a dirty aspect of joining to gain the power, and also they think it's unnecessary. They thought it was unnecessary. But some people wanted a change in their lives, so some courtesans has been participating in the politics, and many of them got hurt, and most of them got died. So, like this article that I have read, it says that she got beaten like hell after participating in a protest. So, I was thinking, why not use this aspect for the urban redevelopment phase for the Luminous City they have chosen in Legends CA. During the urban redevelopment for Luminous City, there would be many people who would approach for like courtesans. Many people they would approach people like that, and they will ask for contribution for the urban development. But many people would disagree because they think evolving in that is kinda not safe for them. So I thought of why not a Pokemon? Why not a Pokemon who predicts the future of what will happen to the Cortazon's life? And that's where Gothitelle takes place. It fits the Gothitelle's Pokédex entry, which can foresee a future and says whatever happens to the victims. And the victims here is Cortazons. So, if there's a Cortazon Pokemon, which is Gothitelle, because Gothitelle is kind of looks like a Cortazon if you ask me, and if it Mega Evolves, it gains a fairly psychic type because it is a future teller and also helps the Cortazons from helping the urban redevelopment phase. And it clearly fits the theme of adding the ability Shadow Tag, like the story I told before. It clearly fits the match. For the 5th spot, I'm going to choose Dragalge. It is one of the lamest knockout version of Kingdra I have ever seen. Kingdra was amazing. It is one of the powerful Pokemon. After Gen 6 Fairy type introduced, Kingdra wasn't that huge power, but they chosen to make a knockout version of Kingdra, which is Dragalge. Dragalge is much worse than Kingdra because its stats are freaking horrible. With the word stats not very good of a Pokemon in your team for X and Y, I think it should get a huge stat change instead of getting a huge special defense and giving it huge special attack and special defense like for the equal. And Poison Dragon would be the same typing when the Mega evolves, and giving it the ability Levitate would be really amazing because most of the sprites in the Pokemon X and Y where Dragalge floats, it kind of looks like it's levitating. So I thought of giving it Levitate would be the best aspect. It was weak to 4 types, and now it will be immune to ground. 3 Pokemon types it will be weak, which is Psychic, Ice, and Dragon. So unless if your Pokemon has the Mold Breaker ability with Earthquake, it is still down. So for the 4th spot, I thought of putting the 4th spot Pokemon at the 5th place, but I thought of Dragalge is the worst comparing to this Pokemon. So, and 4th place is Florges. Can we just literally acknowledge the fact that this Pokemon has the ability Flower Veil, hear me out, Flower Veil, and has entries like saying it's the guardian of flower gardens, and has a flower as a toupee on its head. It's not a freaking grass type. What the freaking hell, Game Freak? I know why they did that, because it will be 4 times weak to poison and 2 times weakness to other types. I think they would give a shot on Florges because Florges is one of the most popular Pokemons from the Kalos region. Many people still know Florges, and Florges is one of my personal favorite Pokemon from Kalos region as well because I used Pokemon in Pokemon X and I swept Elite Four with Florges. Giving it Grass Berry, where maybe Mega Evolves would be the best aspect, and with the ability Mimicry. Hear me out. It is not the best. But since it adapts to any of the flower gardens, I thought of giving it Mimicry kinda makes sense. And also Mimicry is a signature ability for Galarian Stunfisk, so giving it is not a big of a deal. If you don't know what Mimicry is, Mimicry just helps to change Pokemon's typing whenever it enters into a field, like Electric Field, Psychic Field, Fairy Field, Grassy Field, anything. So when it goes into an Electric Field, it will change into an Electric type. So it will be now weak to only to ground. So it will be easy peasy to sweeping around every Pokemon when it comes through. So it will not be very good of a Pokemon in singles battle, but Legends Arceus, most of the Legends Arceus battle were doubles battle and triples battle. It will be really sick of using Mega Florges because if you have a Pokemon that can spawn electric terrain, Mega Florges would be the right choice. For the 3rd spot, I'm going to choose Cinderace. This is an easy select for me because my major of the 3 points that I'm going to point is the ultimate choice of choosing Cinderace because first of all it's a rabbit, and most of the France you could see rabbit all over the place. Second point, it is based off soccer, and soccer is one of the major aspects of France. And thirdly, the color scheme of Cinderace is very equal to the French flag. So Game Freak might touch on Cinderace since Ghana is a neighbor country. I think its typing mode change unless they give it flying type, because most of the soccer moves they will have high flying movements. So I would love to see some love on Galastars as well, but I think they will only touch on Score Bunny. So Mega Cinderace, I don't know what typing it will become. I will be very surprised if they get a Mega Cinderace. So for the second spot, I chose Electivire. In the recent Indigo disc, they chose many unicorn Pokemons, many Pokemons that deserve Mega Evolutions like Mega Striker, Mega Renucleus, many stuff. But I only choose Electivire because in the Pokemon Indigo disc for Scarlet and Violet, you could see in the Charstone Cave there were so many electric Pokemons. My eyes were only set on Electivire because Electivire is freaking amazing Pokemon to see. So I thought of giving Electivire a Mega Evolution in Legend ZA would be amazing. And also in the lore aspect would be interesting. Since Luminous City runs around the power plants all over the country of Kalos, giving a huge electricity back in those days would be hard. Unless you pump into Mega Electivire, who has 2 charge plugs as its tails, can be used for running electricity all over the country. So that in the lore aspect it will be really sick. And also Mega Electivire, finally the electric fighting type the fans wants, it will be amazing. So for the ability and for the stats, it will be the strongest Pokemon, strongest electric Pokemon I think, for the offensive type. And for the speed, I think it will be one of the slowest Pokemon. But even though it's electric type, it should have been faster. But it's going to be a huge offensive Pokemon, but with the low speed stat. And the first place, as you have saw in the thumbnail, it is Flygon. Flygon. Okay, what should I talk about Flygon? If you are 100% X and Y and Hoenn region fans, when Pokemon announced Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire with Mega Evolutions in it, many people were excited, like many Hoenn Pokemon getting Mega Evolutions. Many people think that many of their favorite Pokemons in the Hoenn region would get Mega Evolutions. So they got betrayed by Game Freak because one of the fan favorites was Flygon. Flygon is a Pokemon that many people got attached to it, more than Salamence if you ask, due to the fact it can be easily accessible as a dragon Pokemon very early in the game, very easily catchable early, because as a Trapinch you could catch it after defeating the Mawile City Gym. It got recently appeared in the Indigo disc, and Flygon needs to have some really new. They need to touch on Flygon, because I beg you, because Flygon has been a huge fan request for Game Freak for giving Mega Flygon. And for the typing for the Mega Flygon, is going to be the most popular typing that many people still give. It's a Bug Dragon type. I still can't believe that Game Freak didn't give Bug Dragon to Hydrapple, since the war inside the apple is a bug. So I thought it would be a Bug Dragon, but instead it got Grass Dragon for some weird reason. So Bug Dragon will be the typing, and with the ability Intimidate would be an absolute beast of a dragon. So Mega Flygon should be coming in the games. Okay, so that's the end of the video, guys. In Pokemon Legends ZAAZ, whatever you call it. So please sure to hit the comments of what Pokemons you want to see, and please sure to hit the subscribe button with your notification bell and the like button. And when Legends ZA come out, I would play it and post here. So be sure to notify, and I see you guys in the next video. See ya.